let's explore the changeless nature of awareness. So, I often refer to awareness as sky-like. It's much like the sky, and thoughts and feelings are much like clouds that are appearing in the sky. Now, clouds are always changing, many different types of clouds. White fluffy clouds, dark storm clouds, and these clouds are just simply coming and going. They're just simply passing by, passing through the sky. And the clouds are changing. They're coming and going. There's a movement. But the sky is unmoving, and the sky is unchanging. It's changeless. So this awareness that is present here now, the awareness that you are, the awareness that's aware of this conversation, is the same awareness that was aware of yesterday's dinner. It's the same awareness that was aware of your 10th birthday. This is the one awareness. It's not changing. It's not like there was a different awareness on the 5th birthday and a different awareness on the 20th birthday, and now a different awareness that is aware of this conversation. It's always the same awareness. It's the one awareness that you are. It's unchanging. Now let's look at thoughts and emotions. Well, clearly you aren't experiencing the same thought that you were 5 years ago. You're not experiencing the same thought that you were 5 months ago. You aren't experiencing the same thought that you were 5 weeks ago. And you aren't experiencing the same thought that you were 5 minutes ago. So you see that these thoughts are ever changing, just like the emotions. The emotions that you were feeling yesterday are different than the emotions that you are feeling today. But the awareness of these thoughts and feelings is not changing. So there's a changeless awareness that's aware of the thoughts that are changing and the emotions that are changing. So just experience right now that you can think of a bear, and now you can think of a tiger, and now you can think of a fish. See how you are experiencing 3 different thoughts. The thought only appears one at a time. You are never experiencing more than one thought at a time. And this thought of a bear appeared and disappeared, and then was replaced by another thought of a lion. And then that thought disappeared. And then there was a thought of a fish, and that thought disappeared. So it's you that's aware of the changeful thoughts. It's you that's aware of the appearance and disappearance of thoughts. It's you that's aware of the movement of thought. So that's the awareness of thought. But now let's notice the changeless awareness that you are. Go ahead and experience that thought of a bear. Think of a bear. And now simply notice that there's an awareness of the thought of a bear. Go ahead and think of a lion. And notice that there's a thought of a lion that you are aware of. And go ahead and think of a rabbit. And see that it is you that's aware of the thought rabbit. Notice how the awareness is not coming and going like the thoughts. Notice that the awareness is not moving like the thoughts are. Notice that the awareness that you are is not changing like the thoughts. What you essentially are is this awareness. It's unmoving, unchanging. It's ever present. See that it's the thoughts that are appearing and disappearing. There's a thought of a bear, and then that disappears. And then there's a thought of a lion, and then that disappears. And then there's a thought of a rabbit. In the experience of a thought of a rabbit, you are no longer experiencing the thought of the bear. But you are still experiencing the awareness that you are. The awareness is not swapping like the thoughts are. The awareness isn't going anywhere. It hasn't come from anywhere. It is ever present. It's not moving at all. It's not changing at all. These thoughts are impermanent. This bear thought is temporary. The lion thought is temporary. The rabbit thought is temporary. But the awareness is permanent. Now, just like these thoughts, we can look at emotions and see that when you experience emotions, you experience almost like this kind of buildup, and there's a sort of climax to the emotion, and then there's the absence of the emotion. You experience the coming and going of the emotion, the appearing and disappearing of the emotion. You aren't experiencing one emotion permanently. Emotions are impermanent, but this awareness is permanent. The awareness that's aware of anger or guilt or shame is permanent, but the anger, the guilt, the shame is impermanent. It's always changing. Different emotions are arising throughout the day, but it's always the same one awareness that you are that is experiencing these changeful emotions. In the experience of anger, there's first the awareness of the absence of anger. Then it's as if the anger is building up. Now there's anger, and there's a climax of anger, and then there's a settling of the anger and disappearance of the anger. What is it that's aware of the coming of anger and the going of anger? It is you, the awareness. And see that the awareness that you are is untouched by anger. This anger is simply an experience. It is you that's experiencing anger. You, the awareness, are experiencing anger come and go. This emotion is a movement. It's energy in motion. But the awareness that you are is not moving. You are untouched, unchanged, unaffected by any thought or emotion. No matter how strong the emotion feels, no matter how negative the thought appears to be, it doesn't touch what you essentially are. You are aware before the anger, you are aware during the anger, and you are aware after the anger. You are aware prior to the thought of bear, you are aware during the thought of bear, and you are aware of the absence of the thought bear. So what you essentially are is untouched, it's unaffected. It's not limited by anything that appears within you, the awareness. See that all of this change of thoughts and change of emotion is happening within you, the awareness. These thoughts are appearing and they appear in the awareness that you are. These emotions are appearing, and they are appearing in the awareness that you are. So this awareness is spacious, it's space-like. It's the space that the thoughts and the feelings are appearing and disappearing in. It's the space that the thoughts and the feelings are coming and going in. This space of awareness is ever present. This space of awareness is what you essentially are. What you essentially are is ever present. You've never moved. You've always been here now. Your entire life. Although it may appear to be like a timeline of 10 years ago, or 20 years ago, or 30 years ago, you've never had the experience of being anywhere other than here now. Your experience is always here now. Try right now to see if you can leave this moment. See that you can't leave this moment. There's a lot of talk about trying to be present. How about you try not to be present? See that you can't leave this moment and you can't not be present, because this presence is what you are. This presence is that which is aware. There's awareness that is present, and this presence is aware. This presence and awareness are one and the same. Two different words pointing to what you essentially are. You are this presence. That the thoughts and the emotions are appearing within. This moment is changeful. Everything is changing. The sounds, the smells, the taste, the touch, the seeing, the hearing, the thinking, and the sense perceptions are ever changing. But you, the presence of awareness, are never changing. And you are unaffected by thinking and the sense perceptions. What you essentially are is beyond thinking and the sense perceptions. Thinking and the sense perceptions is an activity that's appearing within you. The presence of awareness, the space in which everything is coming and going, appearing and disappearing, changing within. So see that you, the space, is actually beyond the content that appears in it. The thoughts, the smells, the taste, the touch, the sights, the sounds are much like content. But this content is appearing within you, the space, the context. And it's always the one space, it's always the one context that this changing content is happening within. This thinking, this touching, tasting, seeing, hearing, smelling is the experience of the present moment. This present moment is happening within you. And you aren't separate from this present moment. You can't find any wall or border or boundary that separates the awareness that is present from the thoughts and the sense perceptions. Everything is simply happening. And everything is happening within you. And because there's no border or divider that separates you from what's happening, you are what's happening. This present moment is not separate from you. You are this present moment. All is you. Hopefully this helps. I'll see you in the next one.